The Arizona podcast is brought to you by Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service all of California, and they are an awesome company. They speak Spanish, and they do amazing work. Check them out at Triumph_coatings on Instagram. And if you use the promo code ARROWSUP, you get 10% off. So check them out. On this episode of the Arizona podcast, I have David here. We will get into all things boxing. The Ryan Garcia PED, or not PED, illegal substance accusation. We give you a full breakdown of the Canelo Munguia, and we give you our prediction. And we talk a little bit about the weird Floyd Mayweather and Dubai story. Talk about that and the final thought. So, heavy boxing pod, fun one. We get into like athletes and everything. So, before we do that, our Instagram page is down until the 3rd. So that's why you haven't seen any of my post-reaction videos on there of the NBA playoffs. So once we're back and running for on the Arrows Up Instagram, then we'll do it. So we got flagged because I've been posting different highlight videos. So I posted a video of the Champions League where Real Madrid, the goal by Vini, and then I posted the goal by Sane. And FIFA is stupid because they did the copyright infringement thing, which the NBA doesn't do, MLB doesn't do, NFL doesn't do, because they understand that is like free promo for their product if I share something of their product. But FIFA's like, no, that's our video. You can't share it. And so that's why Instagram flagged me. So that's what's going on there. So we get our Instagram back on the 3rd, which is Friday. So we'll be back and running then. Today, the Mavs beat up on the Clippers badly. Blew them out. Bad Harden game. Bad Paul George game. And now Game 6 becomes a do-or-die game for the Clippers. And I think the series is over. We had a really good Luka game. And that was what we were expecting. When were we going to get a Luka game? Well, we got it today. And then the Celtics did away with the Heat. And now the Celtics move on. So that's where we're at with the NBA as of Wednesday night. So I will now throw it to David. And again, our Instagram will be back up on Friday. Here we go. Have you ever taken astronomy?
No, yeah, so when you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, I haven't as far as sciences go, I did
yeah.
And I didn't take any in college, because in college I did mostly the music classes. Then I did a few English, psychology, general ed,
Yeah.
But yeah, the extent of science for me was bio freshman year of high school, chemistry, and then human anatomy and physiology, and that was a bit. I didn't do physics or anything like that. So yeah, when you were mentioning stars and all that, I was just I'm lost, so. But
yeah, it's
is it as boring as you thought it was gonna be, or have you found stuff that's interesting in it? You're just
nah. No, because what's funny is that there's no way for us to know confidently any of the stuff that you learn in astronomy,
Right.
It's all it's all make believe. Not make believe, but it's all just, one scientist hypothesis, and you just go from there.
Or a guy might have another like is like, well, I think this, and this.
Yeah. And typically the first dude to have seen it first, or the first well-known dude to have noticed something, is the guy credited for that. And it's like, okay.
Well, someone's going to do it eventually. Like,
so it's just funny that at least the two professors, because I'm doing the lecture and I'm doing the lab, and they're both very smug when it comes to just like their knowledge of the universe. And
like hoity-toity, kind of like, oh, like,
yeah. And so they'll like always like take shots at like people who believe in God. And so, but it's just funny because it's like, bro, you are sitting in some apartment on Earth and you're telling me what's going on in Mars. Okay, sure. Yeah. I definitely believe you. Like, so it's just funny. Just funny. Like today, this girl was like, oh, Professor, I saw a video that there's a black hole near the Earth. And he's like, oh, it's 1,500 light years away. It's not even close.
Right.
Like,
well, that planet's all like, it's like the perspective, like the relativity, where it's like,
right.
Okay, define close. Like close is like, are we saying close like a few blocks away close, or like, close compared to like the next, like I don't know, the adjacent universe, you know what I mean? It's like what's close, So
it's just, I think if you're going to teach something like that, I feel like you should be a little more humble about just like, look, this is all cool, and looking at stars is cool, and going to look at, some really, super fancy telescope is awesome.
Right.
But we don't know. And it's just funny. At no point have I heard neither professor be like, you know what? I don't know. They know everything. They know.
Right.
And it's just like, okay, sure. Like,
right.
Like, can we have a little humility? Like, can we have a little humility? Like a tiny bit, Just
that's why I really liked like the Interstellar, the movie, because it's like, obviously it's like it's their take on like, because in the movie that's like, oh, we don't know what's behind a black hole, and then they're like, well, maybe we can attempt to look like beyond it, and it's all just like that fifth dimensional thing. I'm just like I was like, oh, this is a trip, just like seeing someone's take on what is on the other side of one, or like even like the wormhole thing where like they travel to another universe. I'm just like, was that like,
right?
I wouldn't even know, So I'm just like, but. Or the way time works, where they're on that one planet, like they go with the water, the waves, and then they get back to their ship, and the guy they left behind is like, yeah, I tried to study the black hole as much as I could, but I couldn't really do much from just like watching it from afar. So it's just like my work is pretty like inconclusive. I did as much as I could without having actually being like eaten up by the black hole, because we don't know what happens. And I'm just like call me Kanye, like, I guess we'll never know. With my little drink, hold on, I'm like, all right,
Yeah. I wish these professors had a little more humility when it came to that, because it's insane. You don't know. You can't possibly know with so much certainty. I understand, like, not that I understand, but it makes a little more sense when the biology teacher is like super like
confident about like how like a cell works in your body.
Yeah, and that makes sense because I get that.
Like it's here, it's all there.
Yeah, like, but if you hear like a marine biologist talk, they're like probably the most humble scientists there are, because they're just like, we have no idea what the hell is going on beneath the sea.
There. Yeah.
And so, but these space guys are like, oh yeah, for sure, we're gonna definitely go move to Mars. You're like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, of course
it's like, yeah. Dude.
Just doesn't. It's like the churches, the pastors who are like, Jesus coming back August 13th, 2026. And you're like, okay, sure, buddy. Of course.
Okay. And what I hate about that is like, bro, because you my brother will like he'll try to throw the whole like the doomsday kind of vibes, like, oh, it's happening soon. And I'm like, dude, you don't know that. And he gives me such like a like, I know you are, but what am I response where he's like, well, you don't know that it's not. And I'm like, well, then what are we doing here? Like, it's just I'm like, okay. But
yeah. So it's just obviously there's like, I wish some pastors were a little more humble when it came to stuff and just be like, dude, you don't know, and that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't know everything. Like, that's fine. We don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know is an appropriate answer. And it's just the science guys and the religious guys sometimes neither guy knows when to say, I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, for sure.
Like, I believe this. This is what I believe. I don't know how it looks like tangibly, but I believe this. And I understand. That makes sense to me. I understand that. Like,
yeah.
And so, yeah, this is funny. The astronomy classes, I can't wait to finish the semester. I'm just done with it.
What about art? Did you still go through with the art class?
I mean,
or was it art history, or what was it? What kind of art?
No, it's just regular. You're just like drawing stuff and uploading.
Oh, like actually, okay, all right, yeah,
yeah. So, yeah, that one's an easy class. I think what's cool about that one is the professor understands like nobody there is like trying to become
like the next big thing. Like it's like you're just here to like
like dude, I need this class. This is why I'm taking it.
Yeah,
this is I took theater thinking that would cover my art class, but it didn't. So it kind of backfired. Because I was like, I'd rather take theater than art. But
when you did theater, did you sign it thinking it was going to be like taking part in a play or like what? Because I took a theater class at like ELAC, and it was like I signed up just like, oh, dude, it's only I can take to just like get like this credit and just. I was like, fine. And I thought I was going to be like part of like a production of some kind, but it was actually like studying theater through the ages and then going to watch a few plays for like class credit and then discussing the plays in class. And it was just, so it was totally different than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, I got to bust out like my third little pig acting skills from first grade and just like,
So I thought there was going to be a, like, we're going to go see this play. It's playing this weekend. It was just like, this is a stage. This is the performers. This is a protagonist. This is the antagonist. Like it was very boring. It was a very boring class. Easy, but not. I thought it was gonna be this like, all right, why don't you guys perform this? Because I took drama in high school because I didn't want to take art.
Oh, you took drama, okay?
Yes, because they put me in art, and the first day, as soon as I got my, they give you a little schedule in homeroom, and as soon as I saw art, I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing that.
Really? So what did you do in drama? Like,
you acted. It was fun. It was a fun class. I had no problem.
You immediately were like, oh, this over art for sure. Like,
oh yeah, I walked into the counselor, into my counselor's office. And I was like, I'd like to like change the class. He's like, okay, which one? I'm like, art. He's like, well, you need it. Like, there's nothing else I can take, like instead of it. Right. He's like, you can take drama. You want to take drama class? I'm like, yeah, sign me up. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I have no problem talking in front of people if that's what that's going to be.
Wow.
Because you got to remember, I was a senior, I was already teaching in church. So to me, like to talk in front of people was like nothing. What was like, what's the difference for me if I'm going to teach, if I'm going to talk in front of like a class of what, 40 kids? I'm doing that on every Sunday. So what do I care?
Yeah. Dang.
So the counselor was like, really? Like people are coming into my office to get out of drama, to get into art. And I'm like, well, I guess you just got another spot open. So,
Okay.
yeah, and that class was fun. Like you had to act out stuff and you had to do stuff. I remember we did
What were some of your roles? Like, what did you like? What?
so a lot of it was improv. So you kind of just had to go. So I remember one of the ones we did was he would partner you up. So he partnered me up with this girl. And so we did this, it was like we did this silent like skit. And so it had to be funny. You had to make people laugh. At least that particular assignment. And so we came up with this play. Well, with this scene, it wasn't a play. With the scene where we're at the movies and we're like on a date, and I'm gonna make. She's expecting me to make a move, so I'm like making all the signs of move, but I'll get like popcorn, or I'll like
put the arm over the
but just to get popcorn, things like that. And then it worked. Like people laughed and people thought it was funny. Right. So we did stuff like that. You had to do like accents.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Dang. It was fun. It was cool. It was a cool class. And then you would watch, he would show you a movie and then you would just like talk about it, whatever. So that's what I thought this introduction to theater, I thought it was going to be something like that. So I was like, oh man, let's do it. Yeah, this should be an easy A. Okay. And it was an easy A. It was just reading about a protagonist more so than anything else.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Dang. Yeah. All right. Dude, Aaron did drama in high school. I saw him like he did like a few because they would also do like some of the Shakespeare, like is it like a Midsummer Night, like the classic stuff, and so he would have to act out some of the stuff. So he did that, which is funny because like I didn't know for a while that he was really really into drawing. Like he would always just draw a bunch, and now he draws like all the time, as you've seen.
Right? Yeah, that's his thing.
But with me, it was like when I was putting art freshman year, I was just like, oh, dude, this is like cakewalk. I can do whatever you ask me. I can like try to explain. If we are studying someone else's art, I can notice some of the details that I like and explain them and just be like, oh, I like this because of this, and this. Yeah. So, yeah, we had to do like self-portraits and then, just, a little bit of everything. And I was just like, dude, for me, I was like, dude, this is like, I'm like a kid in a candy store, And then I also did like ceramics, and ceramics was even better because it was new for me, but I could still apply some of those artistic, creative ideas into what I was going to design. So, and it was funny. There was this girl in class once where like we were sitting at a table and I was working on my thing, and I made Thor's hammer, but like out of like the clay. So I had like the little handle, and I styled out like the handle has like the little like the leather on it and stuff, and like the shapes thing. And then I did like soup mugs for home. I did like Kirby, like little character Kirby, just all kinds of stuff. And this girl was like, she would watch me like every day, just like making stuff, because like her stuff would just kind of look like, man. She was like, man, I wish like I had some kind of creativity. And like and I knew she was saying it and I was kind of like, sorry, but I'm just like, hey man, like you do you. Like I'm just trying to, I'm just having a good time and getting an A in class,
Right?
Because this is like one of my things, So
yeah.
But drama, okay, nice, cool. I didn't know that. Which makes sense because you said like speaking in class, like with that, was it Mrs. Green, the teacher you had?
Yeah, Miss Haskin.
Miss Haskin, yeah, she would just like have you. So you were like, all right, I just,
Yeah, I've never liked drawing.
Dang.
So I know, yeah. So, yeah. To me, it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer to get out of that class.
Dang. Okay. Right on. Right on.
Yeah. But enough of school. We have we have news, big news, I guess. Controversial news. We're gonna, for a disclaimer to everybody, this is all allegedly. So we're gonna enter this allegedly.
He said, she said kind of realm.
Yeah, and maybe there's reports, maybe there's sources, maybe. But this story does seem very, very weird. So Ryan Garcia, what is it, 2 weeks now? He beat Devin Haney, dramatic fashion. And now everybody's like, maybe Ryan Garcia. It came out that he wasn't, I guess it was all made up. We talked about it last time. All his antics. Right. And today the report comes out that he tested positive for an illegal substance before the fight and after the fight. Now, the weird thing is that leading up to the fight, these guys get tested. And Ryan Garcia, he had released like those test results and they all showed themselves negative. And Ryan obviously has come out and he's doing the whole, they're setting me up. It's because I took a picture with Donald Trump. The establishment's trying to take me down.
Right. I'm gonna expose everybody now.
Devin Haney's taking the route of we knew
a while ago. Yeah.
And a lost time is perfect and whatever else. I believe Ryan Garcia because, and obviously this is all allegedly,
right.
If the information that's presented to us and you tell me you got to pick a side, who do you believe? I believe Ryan Garcia because let's say Devin Haney, what he's saying that they knew, they've been knowing pretty much is what he said. First of all, that is insane. You just fought 2 weeks ago. So it hasn't been that long. 1, 2. If he was caught before the fight, why wouldn't they stop the fight? How would you allow this fight to happen if you supposedly caught this dude with an illegal substance? Now, we don't know what do we know what the illegal substance is?
I saw a report where something was mentioned, but I don't remember.
So I just think the
timing's off for you. The timing, you're just like, this is a little too convenient.
Yeah, because if he was clean right before the fight, and he takes it, let's just say Brian Garcia took something before, like say he took it like the day of. Steroids don't work like that. It's not like he takes it and then like in 3 hours he's like superhuman or has like super strength. They don't work that way.
Right.
So my question is, if Devin Haney is saying they knew, they've been knowing, they heard about it, and if Vada's saying that they caught him and he tested positive before the fight, why wouldn't you make a stop to this fight? Because when Canelo Golovkin, remember was it the second time they were going to fight? They ended up stopping the fight. They didn't even allow Canelo anything because they found him with trace amounts What was the substance again? The what they found in the meat?
Clenbuterol.
Yeah. So I just think it doesn't make sense. If you're saying that you caught him before and he was before the fight, why would you let him fight? If it's true that he failed the drug test before, where do you stand in all this?
Well, okay. There are instances where guys are tested before the fights and they don't have results yet until after the fight. That's totally a thing. I watched John Jones destroy Daniel Cormier and he took a test before a fight. And then after he'd been declared the winner, like I think it was like days after, probably they were like, yo, boom, John Jones tested for this substance. So I think we need more details on
the substance is ostarine.
When they knew and how long they kept it quiet until they announced it, like today, recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
It does seem fishy for sure, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say like it's hard to believe Ryan when he's admitted to lying to us. And then also like not making weight. So I'm just like, all right, well, it's like the boy who cried wolf. He's like done all these things, It's all a joke, right? And so now it's like, well, now he can easily be like, oh no, they're trying to get me, blah blah, because I won. And it's like, well,
because like according to this report, Garcia tested positive on April 19th, the day before the fight, and on April 20th, during his post-fight evaluation, ESPN's Mike Coppinger then reported that they had obtained VADA letter confirming the situation. So, I mean, apparently they knew right away. Why would you wait 2 weeks after to release this? If VADA knew, VADA had the result during the post-fight, why wouldn't right then and there or the next day be like, hey, cheating, this happened? Why would you let this go 2 weeks? Why would this kind of bleed into this week?
Yeah.
And that's the part that just doesn't make sense. The timeline doesn't make any sense because if he tested positive and you have the confirmation April on the night of the fight, the post fight, why wouldn't you just right then and there say, hey, we caught this guy with ostarine? Now I don't even know what ostarine is, but it just doesn't make any sense. That's all I'm saying. According to Google, ostarine can significantly improve lean body mass. So,
kind of sounds like clenbuterol does with like with the cows, So,
yeah. Now, yeah, because I guess it's a dietary supplement. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird situation, and obviously we'll keep an eye on it. But it does seem very fishy. It just does seem like they're trying to discredit Ryan and his win versus Devin Haney. Now, I'm not saying it's the Illuminati doing that. I don't think.
Right.
Saying that. But it just does seem weird.
Yeah.
If VADA had it, because when John Jones
had it the day of the fight,
when John Jones got caught, they announced it as soon as they got the results.
Yeah.
So the fact that they've waited almost 2 weeks just doesn't make any sense at all. And that's the part that makes me be like, I don't know. I don't believe. I just.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that Ryan is so crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's thrown this wild card act out so much where it's like.
You see, but because of that, I feel like he wouldn't. Like, it's one of those things that I feel like Ryan is. I don't know. I just don't think he would. I don't think he's so crazy that he wouldn't touch that stuff because it would discredit everything. And I just don't think that. It just doesn't make any sense. That's where I stand. It doesn't make sense. Now, it could be true. If it comes out tomorrow that no, it's confirmed, then I'm still gonna have questions like, well, why did you wait so long? Like, what the hell? Like 2 weeks? What's the point of that? But if it comes out, no, he had something, then it's different. I changed my tune. I was wrong. Right. Ryan is.
Well, they also got to do like
wrong.
With the Canelo thing, right? Obviously, everyone was like ready to crucify Canelo, but they did like the hair follicle test as opposed to just like urine.
Yeah.
Or it's more like conclusive, so it's like that might be the case with Ryan, where like they do something and it's like, well, what did you like? Because also with the John Jones thing, although they found something, it was like very small and trace amounts. Right. So it's like, well. Like obviously you're like, oh, like the way it works, like you take this stuff for a while, and so it's like John Jones would not have needed steroids to be like he was just that much better. Like he's just so it's like so if you find like a small percentage of them, it's like well then and he still fights, so it's like you know what I mean.
I think what's interesting is, and I don't know I think I saw a thing of what's his name, McGregor, who came out after Vada, right? Like it's him. They had a problem with them.
Yeah, like he left the Vada pool. You can like decide when you're going to be in the pool to like constantly get to, because the whole thing with him is like when he broke his leg that one time. Yeah. The rumor is that like he got out of Vada testing to take stuff that is not permitted. So, like, help you heal faster, which is why he got all yoked up and beefed up, and they're like, "Dude, Connor's never been this big. Like, what is he? Dude, his urine must be like hot with stuff that shouldn't be consumed." And which is, I mean, he hasn't fought in like years now, and now he's gonna fight. So it's like now he's gonna have to fight. Like he's fighting at larger weight, so it's like, well, then what was he using?
I just think that if you are an athlete like this, what you're putting in your body something that's very different, And I'm not saying it's okay. I just think if it comes out that it was trace amounts of this thing, that maybe he had, I don't know. He ate something that maybe
like he had a sandwich and it had like a few drops of like whatever. You know what I mean? Like
to me it isn't so far fetched.
Yeah.
Like when people say, and people will say this like it's nothing. LeBron James spends $1 million on his body, and you're like, because if we're gonna think about this now. Again,
I saw the Chael Sonnen thing you'd mentioned.
That's so weird, isn't it? It's anyway. Yeah. We're gonna be, it's all this is allegedly, and I'm just giving you my opinion as a 33-year-old with a brain. When somebody says LeBron James spends $1 million on his body, am I supposed to believe that he spends $1 million on like a ice bath machine? Am I supposed to believe he spends $1 million on the hyperbaric chambers? Yeah. I just think if we're going to be naive, then I guess let's be naive. Oh, LeBron, he's playing into his 40s doing hyperbaric chambers and ice baths
and massages and and like.
But let's think about this. Like, what is this guy really putting in his body? We don't know.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to believe that it's in the NBA's interest to make sure that LeBron doesn't get tested for anything. Because the way the NBA testing works, and this is confirmed, the way the NBA testing works, every guy gets tested like 3 to 5 times a season. And after that time, you don't get tested at all. And it's random. So if you're the NBA and LeBron is like your cash cow, and you test him 3 times, let's say LeBron gets tested 5 times, and you test LeBron all 5 times by right before Christmas. Comes out clean. And after that, he's not getting tested.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw LeBron play for a large majority of this season. What he's doing is incredible. And the only thing people say is, man, $1 million on his body. Is that, okay, but what does that mean? Like, what is he eating? Like, what supplements is he taking?
Yeah.
You know, like, I just think that I just think this conversation, when it comes to athletes and people get super weird about it, he cheated. And it's just like, I don't know, man, you're competing at the highest level with like other super freaks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it just, you get to a point where you almost need, it. You aren't competing if you're not doing it. Like I remember, what was it? Ray Lewis, 2013.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. The tricep or bicep thing.
Most dudes out for the year. This dude was out for like 3 weeks. And it's like, oh, he's using deer antler spray. And everybody was like, all right, cool. You're like, really? Like, cool? Like, we've seen this debilitate dudes. We see like this injury, some guy gets and it's like, he's out for the year. He's gone 9 weeks. Ray Lewis does it and it's like, oh, deer antler spray. He's out 3 weeks. Like, really? Like, that's cool? So I just think we have to understand that these guys are operating in a different playing field. And I am of the mindset. Let them take everything.
I was an advocate for a separate league where you do that, where it's like, specifically with the sports where like they're physical. So if it's like that way, that it's like you know the other guys you're fighting are like they're gonna be.
But I mean, you've played football, and we both have heard the stories from football players. That's pretty much like, yeah, if you're not doing it, you're not trying. Like NFL guys, where you hear the like, oh yeah, there's more dudes doing it than not doing it. And you're like, okay, that makes sense. Like when Kobe, he had like a bad knee, really bad knee, and he like said that he like almost retired because how bad his knee was when he was 34.
Oh, he got that surgery in like Europe or something.
And then he goes to Germany.
Yeah.
And they do like something where they took his blood and they like shook it up and they like added randomness to it. And then they just put it back into his knee. And it's like, oh, Kobe's knee's good again. He can dunk again. And it was like, all right, cool. I guess Kobe just went to Germany over the summer and we're good. Yeah. Like, you mean to tell me that's like that's good? Like,
I remember discussing that in my I was in human anatomy class and my teacher broke down like the specifics of that surgery, and he's like, yeah, they just don't do it over here, but it's allowed overseas. And so, he's like,
well, like, look, there is a reason why these European players are able to play 90-minute games, run up and down the field, full speed, multiple times a week.
Were you talking soccer or in general?
Soccer.
Yeah.
Because I've heard interviews of dudes that come to the MLS from Europe.
Right.
And they'll talk about the training. They'll talk about like the medical staff. And they'll be like, yeah, it's super antiquated over here. Like in Europe, like we're going.
Yeah.
You sprained your ankle, you're out for 6 weeks. What? In Europe, you go, you're back in 2 weeks. You're good. You're good to go.
Yeah, man.
Like in Europe, so there's this Real Madrid, this goalkeeper, right? The Real Madrid goalkeeper. He tore his ACL. Sometime before Christmas or so. And when he tore his ACL, it was like, oh, Courtois out for 4 months. 4 months, torn ACL. That happens here. It's like, oh, he's
season
out.
Ending. Like just, yeah.
And even here, we hear it's a 2-year injury. You hear that all the time. When Brady first tore his ACL, remember? He came back and it was like, oh no, it's a 2-year injury. The next year, and it's like, yeah, the next year, Brady, 2 years removed from the ACL injury, he was like back to Brady. And in Europe, it's like, oh yeah, he'll be back in 4 months. He's fine. And you're like, what? Like he tore his ACL. He's not out for the year? Like, what? No, he's going to be fine. He's good. There's other players.
That's like
who've torn like their Achilles, and you know how debilitating Achilles are here.
Yeah.
And over there, it's like, oh, he'll be back in 5 months. He'll be fine. You're like, really? He tore his Achilles? I'm like, yeah. Okay. We'll repair it, put it back. He'll be good to go. I don't know.
Do you think that, okay, because also like, because even like food over here versus over there, right?
Right.
You talked about like
oh yeah.
Like pasta, right? Made over here, and how the flour is just, it's like lower quality.
Yeah.
And people go over there and they eat stuff and they're just like, oh, I could eat a whole pizza and I feel
right. Or people
fantastic.
talk about how people are like, oh, I took a vacation to Italy and I thought I was going to gain weight. And I came back and I weighed myself. Like, oh, I lost weight. And I just ate pizza and pasta for
all carbs
for 2 weeks. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. But then you also hear stories, like things about how like the stuff that we grow over here.
Yeah.
Like all the pesticides that we put on it, like just
the GMOs and all that.
He's like, all that stuff is like, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't ingest that at all.
No. Yeah.
And it really makes you wonder about like
the U.S. government's trying to kill us, yo.
Well, it's even just like the is it like, not to get too like, but like the Monsanto group, just they trademark the seeds for the stuff that we grow over here.
Yeah.
It's just all like, it's all owned by them. Like it's just all a thing. And so I was talking to my worship pastor about like the little like immunity shots, like apple cider vinegar, and just how, because he's into all that stuff. Like that's why I mentioned like manuka honey, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And he was telling me about his experience because he'd gone and done like missionary work in Africa, even like for worship stuff. And he's like, dude, I remember when I tried bananas and mangoes that grew over there in Africa, and he was like, it's unlike anything I've ever encountered over here. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, so I was with like my crew and like my guides as we were going through, and we stopped somewhere like to get like snacks, and they had fruit, like just
Yeah.
And so they're like, hey man, like, do you want to get some bananas or mangoes? And he was just like, nah, I'm fine, I'm good, So they're driving.
Yeah.
And a buddy of his like just starts peeling a banana.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, the smell in the car, it was so aromatic and delicious. Just the smell. He's like, and I was like, what is it? What do you think? He's like, oh, I'm eating a banana. And just, so he ate it and he was like, same thing with the mangoes. Like you could almost taste it by smelling it. And he's like, nothing over here comes even close to what I experienced over there as far as like how the food is described. It's just like, it's insane. And I'm like, because I also hear stories about like how people like grow their own fruits and veggies.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, the tomatoes I grow in my backyard just, is totally different than like what you buy at the store. They're almost like flavorless. They're so like just bland, like just, and so it's like, imagine like what it actually does for your body if there's like no taste or anything going on versus like what you actually just, and it's.
But just, I think, and that's what I mean. Like these athletes they're putting into their bodies the best of the best stuff. The best of the best stuff. Medicine, machines, food, the best of the best. It's what's being consumed into their bodies. So it's just hard to believe that some of these guys are doing it for as long as they're doing it without any extra help.
Dude, the Chael one threw me for a loop where he's like, I even know the guy that does it for him. I'm like, bro, what? Like, just don't even.
Chael was like, almost reckless.
He's like, I'm gonna be honest, it's testosterone treatment. It's like, he's like, I did it too. He's like, I did it for this and that. And he's like, you're crazy if you think these guys aren't doing it. Like, just, he's like, because once you start getting older at a certain age, like your body just doesn't produce as much. And it's like,
well, I saw this in baseball. So in baseball, there was this. So baseball had like this like tough moment, dead moment, and people had lost interest. They had like gone through a strike or a lockout. They canceled the World Series, and baseball was in the dumps in terms of ratings, interest, the whole thing.
Right.
And then in '97, Mark McGwire, who his entire career was this average player. Average to below average guy. Forgettable career. Like you're never, up until '97, you were never going to tell your grandkids, kids. You probably were going to tell like your mailman about Mark McGwire. That's how just random this guy was. Sammy Sosa, the same thing. Just a forgettable, average, run-of-the-mill outfielder. In '97, these guys start hitting home runs like crazy. Like ridiculous. The summer '98. And all of a sudden, at the time, the home run record was 61. That was the Roger Maris home run record. And they were chasing Roger Maris. And baseball was back. People went back to stadiums. People got excited. The whole thing. And a bunch of dudes around baseball started to hit home runs. And you start to get guys who were, again, middle of the road, forgettable players. All of a sudden put like ridiculous numbers. And you're like, where the hell did this come from? And everybody knew, but baseball benefited from it. So baseball was like, just let it go. And during that time, Barry Bonds was the best player in baseball. Barry Bonds was the man. He was a dude. Barry Bonds was clean. And all these forgettable average players started to juice up, and people were like, oh man, Barry Bonds, he's not as good as Mark McGwire. He's not as good as Sammy Sosa. And so then Barry Bonds said, you think those guys are good? These guys are not cheating. You think they're good? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put steroids, and I'm going to show you what can happen when the best dude takes steroids. And Barry Bonds took the steroids, and Barry Bonds like obliterated everybody. Because again, it'd be like if Anthony Joshua was on steroids. That's what it would be like. The biggest, most like just the craziest genes, the height, and all of a sudden he's on the juice. It'd be unfair. It'd be like, bro, like, come on, what are we doing? That was Barry Bonds as a baseball player. And it's just one of those things that when I heard the Chael Sonnen thing, I was just like, well, he's not wrong. Like I've thought about that. Like people like, how do you like? You must be doing something. You must be. So I don't know.
Jeremy, you're going too deep, bro. You need to chill out. Just pause. Just let them. Let's see what they say about Ryan. Relax. Before we start.
Ryan,
for this league. Like just.
I'm on your side, Ryan. I'm on your side until it gets proven that you actually did what you did, or you didn't. Then I'll yeah, but it's weird, man. I think for anybody to think that some chicanery isn't going on in sports is naive.
Yeah.
Like, because not that I believe in the fix stuff. Like, I don't believe fixing. I don't think these games are fixed. And we talked about this before.
Right. The script.
I do believe, though, that there are certain things that the leagues are like, this is for our benefit. This is for the better.
Yeah, no, for sure.
This is for our interest. So I do believe that. I do believe that there is this.
That was I'm like, to an extent, it's like I'm not doubting that this stuff is possible. Like it for sure. Like you don't think it's like scummy owners get together and think about like, well, wouldn't it be great if
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibilities for me to believe that like Roger Goodell, somebody in the league, walks up to like the NFL referees. It's like, hey, it wouldn't be the worst thing if the Chiefs won today.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the worst thing if we got Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that happened at all. I'm just saying like it wouldn't be the worst thing.
It's not like unthinkable that it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. No, for sure. I'm with you.
And so I think like, and I see the same thing in like basketball, like where it's like, hey, it wouldn't be a terrible thing if we were to get another game here. It wouldn't be terrible. It'd be kind of good, actually. So I just think, we have to be. Well, you even had, remember, I'm sure you know the Sonny Liston and Muhammad Ali, where he's like standing over him.
Right.
And like the story behind that, where he's yelling at him, like, get up. They're going to think this is rigged.
Right. Yeah. Because
Sonny Liston talked all that crap and all that. And you hear like Canelo against Mir Khan. Canelo was pretty much saying like, yeah, I carried him for 7 rounds. I kind of needed to like give the fence what they wanted.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not to say that Canelo
isn't great.
Not even that, but it's not to say that it was a fixed fight, but you do get that in boxing. You did, Mayweather did it. De La Hoya did it. All the greats have done it where they're fighting a guy that they know doesn't belong in there with them, and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna carry this dude for 7 rounds.
Yeah,
it happens. I don't know.
Yeah, remember when Canelo fought like Josecito Lopez, I think too, where it's like that guy should not have, like what are we doing? Like just
I feel so bad for Josecito Lopez.
yeah. Yeah. Just like
And-
it makes me feel even worse because like when we got the Yildirim fight, it's like 3 rounds. I'm like, bro, like that's come on, this is
but yeah.
like we all knew. We all knew. It's like
Yeah. Canelo's like, I gotta get through him to get to Billy Joe Saunders, so it is what it is. So I don't know, man. I think going back to Ryan before we went to deep waters, but we'll see how all this turns out. It just to me
it's fishy. This is like you had the same feeling when the Otani thing came up. You're just like,
yes, exactly.
I want to know a little more before we let's pump the brakes on everything that's being said and just get all the
I just think sometimes it's like we don't use our brain. Like let's put this logically here. Let's bring logic into this. If you caught me cheating, you wouldn't bring it up 2 weeks later. You would bring it up right then and then. Like especially if you're the Haney camp.
Oh, that would have that's like
you get what I'm saying. Like if I'm
dude, you missed weight and you're cheating.
If I'm Devin Haney, and I just am getting run through, like put through the mud, I'm being called exposed. You're soft. You suck. You're overrated. Blah blah blah, and everybody's making fun of me because I couldn't stand in front of Ryan Garcia. The whole thing. And I hear this guy cheated. I'm like from the rooftops telling everybody this guy cheated. He tested positive. Like there is no way I'm waiting 2 weeks. There's absolutely zero way I'm doing that. So it's just weird. It just doesn't make sense. But the Otani thing was weird too. You're missing 40 million. You didn't realize you didn't have $40 million in your account. Like I get it. You are filthy rich. $40 million, dude? Like you just had no idea. Hey, that money. You're like, oh, I guess my subscriptions went through. $40 million. That was weird. I had 60. Now I have 20 million. Oh, it happens. Like that's crazy. But it was like, oh no, I didn't realize it. Didn't notice. I guess he stole from me $40 million. Like, I think just that, like when we've had, I think both you and I have had larger amounts in the bank. And when $100, like if you've had like $6,000, $5,000 in the bank, and you have $150 less, you're like, oh wait, what happened? Where were we at?
Right. You're like, wait, what did I buy again? You're like, crap. And then you gotta
and then you gotta retrace. You look at the
exactly.
Wait, what was that? Okay, yeah. Okay, 150. Okay, that seems right. You went to $40 million. Like, come on, what are we doing? But that's the Ryan Garcia story. Canelo Munguia. They fight Saturday. They fight Saturday. Today was the last face-off. And Oscar De La Hoya, because he's a troll, and that's what he does, and he trolls, and he wants to sell this fight. Larger part because Munguia isn't talking smack. Munguia's like focused. Munguia's like, I just don't need Canelo riled up. And Oscar's like, no, let me rile them up for you. Let me get him upset. And so, do you want to get into that? Like what Oscar said and all that?
I mean, it's I mean, you said it trolling, right? But
so Oscar said, for those that don't know, Oscar said that Canelo was made by Golden Boy made Canelo, and Canelo needs to put some respect on his name.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
That was the crux of it. Canelo
and then you brought up like you know, like, oh, you failed 2 drug tests, and it's like,
Oh yeah. So
and
Canelo
I
got
can tell that
yes.
one unless Canelo all of a sudden developed like Oscar-worthy acting skills, I think it actually bothered him a little bit. Where he's just like, you're really gonna
Well, I think a
talk
lot
about
of
that with like the
because
stuff
it's like
happening going on in your
well,
life, like this.
well, not only that, but it's like that Oscar was the guy defending Canelo during that time. Remember?
Right. Yeah. So it's just
Because he
like,
was a promoter. Yeah. So
yeah. So it's like, it was weird that he was reading it off a page because I'm just like, Oscar, we've heard you talk. Like,
yeah.
you've been doing this for how many years?
Yeah.
You really had to have someone.
And that's where Canelo like, who wrote that for you? Who wrote that for you?
Yeah, he's like,
Write
oh,
your
this
own
guy
stuff.
has people write down the stuff he has to say, and he's like, the guys that run
You
Golden Boy
should
are
have
all the
called him
guys behind
Drake.
you. Like he was just like, dude, he was like, and okay, dude, Munguia was just sitting there like smirking. Munguia was just kind of like, he's like, oh, he's like, I thought we were fighting, not you two. Like,
Right. If you're
so,
Munguia, are you like, would you feel a little like, dude, like, shut the hell up, bro? Like, what are you doing?
yeah, oh yeah, you're like, dude, like, yeah,
Like,
you'd be like,
you had
yeah,
all the time leading up to the fight to do this. You're gonna do this right the week off. Like, you're gonna get him.
yeah,
I don't know. It's just weird. Canelo responded by saying, "I was already Canelo by the time I left Mexico.
yeah.
I was a guy. I made him money. He never lost money with me.
Did you pay Triple G?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was
G.
he was like,
So the whole thing.
imbécile. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like just.
I think Canelo is. I think the Canelo Golden Boy relationship was beneficial for both. I think that I disagree with Oscar. I don't think Golden Boy made Canelo. But I do think Golden Boy helped Canelo.
This has elements of like Brady and Belichick, where it's like they like it was.
Yeah. So,
but at the same time, when they split,
for sure,
Brady
for sure,
thrived and
for
Belichick
sure,
didn't. It's kind of like, well,
for sure. But I do think like Canelo did get the $365 million contract from the Zone, remember? And we're all like, wow, that's incredible. So I do think that I don't agree with Oscar completely, but he isn't completely
he wasn't
wrong.
entirely useless and like
Right.
just.
So I think and obviously and clearly there's stuff that happened behind the scenes between these two.
Yeah.
That is beyond like promoter and fighter. There's clearly personal stuff. I think Canelo probably took the fact that De La Hoya happened to check himself into rehab the week that he was going to fight Mayweather. And because ever since then, Canelo started being like, oh, they're never there for you. He doesn't stand behind his fighters. And there was like tension between that. So I do think that there is this like, clearly something happened between the two. So, but Golden Boy did a really good job promoting Canelo. But if anybody's gonna take credit for the Canelo ascension, it's gonna be HBO. HBO built Canelo. HBO built Golovkin. HBO built Terrence Crawford. HBO's dead now. Well, at least HBO Boxing's dead now. But that's who built Canelo. So I just think it's one of those things that if you're gonna look at this, there's truth on that. Not that there's truth on both sides, but obviously Oscar's exaggerating it because Oscar knows how to sell a fight. Let's just call it
right. He's been around the block.
Yeah, Oscar knows the fight's not. If this gets people to be like, actually, I want to watch this now. Boom. You gotcha. And
He's gonna get the Jerry Jones treatment. I'm like after the fight, I'd be like, "Can y'all zoom in on Oscar's face real quick?" I want to be like, "Where's he at?"
Right.
I'm like Brady in that courtroom gif where he's looking to see who's coming. I'm like, "Where's Oscar?" Like just So he's gonna be there like super serious. Like damn.
In terms of the fight, so Munguia is 27, Canelo's 33. Munguia has a inch and a half reach advantage at 72, and Canelo's 70 and a half inches. It's 106. It's at 168. Munguia is 43-0 with 34 knockouts. That's a 79% knockout rate. Canelo is 62-2, 39 knockouts. That's a 65% knockout rate. Canelo is the favorite because he is the champion. He's obviously more experienced, although Munguia 43 fights is not inexperienced. And we hear this all the time, styles make fights. And I think this is a style for Canelo where he will be able to counterpunch. He will be able to counterpunch Munguia because Munguia likes to go forward. Munguia likes to let go his hands. And I think that the biggest question for me for Munguia is what is he going to do when
he feels the power?
Yeah, because everyone's building up the Ryder fight. And it's like, okay, but like Ryder didn't fight Munguia like he fought Canelo. And I think that's the thing that infuriates me sometimes when I hear people talk about like fights and they want to compare the two guys.
Right.
And like, oh, these guys had the same opponent. Like, yeah, but chances are that opponent didn't fight the two guys the same. And so Ryder didn't fight Canelo like that. Ryder wasn't throwing. Ryder wasn't opening himself at all to be hit versus Canelo. Where against Munguia, he was more willing to throw, more willing to exchange. So he opened himself more. So Munguia had more opportunities to land. So I think if you're Munguia and you're going to fight Canelo and you're going to throw, just be prepared that he's going to throw back. Mm-hmm. B, he's going to be more accurate than any other guy you've ever fought before. And chances are he's going to have a little more power than almost any other guy you fought before. So I think that's the thing with Munguia. How are you going to handle this skill set?
Yeah. Because and then Canelo's own chin too. It's like when you hit a guy and he doesn't respond the way you're used to guys responding.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's the thing that I'm interested to see how Munguia, because Freddie Roach can prop him up, Oscar can prop him up, but at the end of the day, he's the guy that's going to be in there with Canelo.
Yeah.
And you can throw me, he fought this guy, he looked great against this guy, and you and I have talked about it. Like, I was like, man, should I drink the Munguia Kool-Aid? Should I not? Should I drink it? I don't know. And I never drank it, to my credit, because I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not fully convinced. And it's just like, we're finally seeing it. We're going to see him against an elite guy. And even if he loses, because Caleb Plant, he lost to Canelo, but we came out of that being like, I kind of like this guy.
Yeah.
But if Munguia shows to be...
I hope he doesn't, which I don't think he will, but I hope he doesn't go in there like Charlo, like just thinking like, all right, I'm going to win. And then once you get in there and you see what it's like with Canelo, you're going to be like, well, let me be really conservative with which I don't think he will, but I'd be really disappointed if he gets in there and sees what it's like to fight Canelo. And then he's just like, you know what? I'm going to take the check and then I'll see you at the post-fight press conference and just... So I'm hoping he's gonna at least bring a good fight and just and it would be nice to see too, because the criticism Canelo always gets, right, because my dad says this, all the older Mexicans, they're like, oh, like no ha tenido una guerra. Like he's never been like a. So I'm like, if Munguia is a big enough guy and a durable enough guy where he can throw some nice shots and they can get a nice back and forth, and then Canelo knocks him out, I'm like, I'll be happy. I'll be like, like nice Mexican showdown. I just, I hope it's not like he's tougher than I thought. I'm just not gonna.
You know what though? When to that point, guys at the skill level of Canelo don't have wars. They just don't, unless they have them really early in their careers. But typically, what like Floyd Mayweather had the war, right? He had the war early on. But once Floyd became Floyd,
right? Yeah,
he didn't have a war. Like there was no like, yeah, Mosley hit him good once. Remember?
Right.
Maidana had the good moment.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a war. It was just like he landed good punches. So I just think when someone says, I just think like, okay, yeah, that'd be fun. But dudes at this skill level, you're not getting into a war. Like it just doesn't happen. It's just it's so rare that it happens because to get into a war, typically you need two guys that aren't that great at boxing, that like the skill set, but they're brawlers and that's all they have. And therefore you get something amazing. It's like it's why when you get two guys that are super skilled, it's why that those fights typically tend to be pretty boring. Because it's just like skill set. That's all it is. So if you don't know what you're watching, then you think like, oh, this sucks. It's why it's why I enjoyed when Cotto would fight like the big guys, that like the big names, because Cotto always fought them super smart.
Yeah.
And Cotto, I think as time goes on, is becoming super underrated to me, but that's a different conversation. But I just think it's one of those things that does Munguia have the boxing skills to make this interesting? And I think those are my questions for Munguia, because even with Golovkin, super skilled dude, there was no war because it's skill. I don't know if Munguia is as skilled as a Golovkin.
Yeah.
Actually, check that. He isn't as skilled as Golovkin. Yeah. Because if there was ever a guy that was going to give Canelo a war was going to be Golovkin, because Golovkin was a guy, but Golovkin was super skilled. So Golovkin made Canelo miss. He would hit him. Canelo would make him miss. He would hit, and that's what it was. It was just 36 rounds of that. Munguia's not that talented. So I think that's where, to me, my questions of this fight, as much as they want to prop up Munguia, and the funny thing is they keep thinking, oh, he's the bigger fighter. Okay, all right. Canelo's fought. Like, when was the last time Canelo was a bigger fighter in the fight? And so Munguia's the bigger fighter, but he doesn't have the skills. And he's not overwhelmingly big. And that's the other variable. He's not. If you're going to be big with Canelo, you need to be like overwhelmingly big.
Mm-hmm.
Munguia's not. He's not Daniel Jacobs big. He's not
Bivol big.
Well, yeah, he's not Bivol big. You know, he's big, but he's not like, oh my God, he's so much bigger. Mm-hmm. And it's why I think a fight, or like when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he's a big dude. So it's like, yeah, he wasn't going to knock him out. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. Canelo's a smaller fighter. So I know it may sound boring. I just think Canelo has all the incentives to run through Munguia, not because of Munguia, but because of everything Munguia represents. He is promoted by Oscar, a man that Canelo hates, and he is trained by Freddie Roach, another guy Canelo's not a big fan of.
Really? They have like a...
Well, there was always that trash talk every single time Freddie Roach was like, "Oh, he's not that good," and "Oh, he's overrated, he's overvalued," blah blah. And he and Abel Sanchez are the only two trainers that have like been overly critical of Canelo.
Nacho Baristan too. That guy, like,
oh yeah, Nacho,
that guy was just. I'm like, can we?
Well, Nacho is drinking the same piss that the Marquez is drinking. So I mean, those guys are.
For sure.
So because every other trainer is like super like complimentary of Canelo,
right?
So
yeah, dude, the young dudes, or at least the ones that I've spoken to, they're already treating Canelo like old man Canelo. I'm already hearing just like the little grumblings of like, there's these two dudes that like I see them at work, and they're like 20, 21,
Yeah.
And they, to their credit, they do say they watch more UFC than boxing, but they're also Mexican, so like they definitely know about Canelo, right?
Yeah.
And so we talked about the Garcia Haney fight, and then like Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, the recent fights, Sean O'Malley, Chito Vera, all that stuff.
Right.
And so because I was talking to them, and I was like, I watch a little UFC, but I definitely watch more boxing, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, are you watching the Canelo fight?" And I was like, "Of course, dude. I probably won't see it night up, but I'm definitely gonna be like tuned in to see it after, like." And they're like, they're like, "You think it'll be Munguia?" And I'm just like, "Of course. Like, what? Like, are you serious?" And like, I don't know, man. Like the Munguia, like like he's younger, big, strong. And I was like, "Listen, dude." I was like, "I've watched Munguia fight for years." I was like, I remember when he won his first world title against Saddam Ali. So I'm like, I've every other fight since I've tuned in.
Right.
And sure, you can attest to this. I've always been like a supporter and just been like, no, we should root for him. Like, we should hope he does well. We should hope he becomes that guy.
Yeah.
And he's had moments. He's had like little glimmers, but it's like, so I'm like, I haven't seen enough of him in the amount of time that he's been fighting where I don't see anything that tells me, oh, he's got what it takes to beat Canelo. I just haven't seen it yet. So, and it's been against lesser guys. So it's like, I don't know why he would start now against the pound number one in the world.
If Munguia was special, Munguia would have been a super duper star a few years ago.
By now, yeah. Well, that's
the way it goes. It's just the way it goes.
Well, that's like with the age thing, because you were like, I'm like, dude, 27, like that's a ripe age. I was like, at 27, Canelo was ready to conquer the world. And he was like,
so I just think that's one of those things that to me, I'm just like, well, I mean, there's a reason why Munguia, if you're a Mexican fighter, you've been tapping in, you've been like, wait, is this guy it? And you're like, no, he's not it. He doesn't got it.
Yeah,
he's cool, but. So I just now the road for Munguia to win this fight is if he's able to kind of withstand Canelo's counterpunching, and if he stays consistent with the jab. If he's able to make this a jab fest, then there is that's the game plan. If you're Munguia and if you're Freddie Roach and whoever else is going to be in his corner, you're telling Munguia you're going to jab him to death. Jab, 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 jab. That's the key. If he's not going to jab Canelo, I just don't see how he's going to keep Canelo off of him. Because that's what Bivol did. Bivol jabbed Canelo to death and he won the fight. So the only way, because everyone's like, oh, the way you beat Canelo is by being athletic, And it's like, well, he knows how to cut the ring off now, so that doesn't work. But if you're gonna beat him, the blueprint is you have to be willing to just live off that jab and just win a very boring, very point driven
chess match. Just
yeah. And that's, I think, the other thing. Where is he disciplined enough to do that? Because Munguia is. I saw this when Canelo fought Cotto, which is fun, which is a fun fight because Cotto was a guy that he would stay disciplined, but if you hit him good and you were willing to get him to be a fighter, that's where he would get in trouble. But if Cotto stayed composed and he stayed within himself, he was amazing, because that's when his left hook could come in, the whole thing. And when he fought Canelo, clearly the game plan was to not engage. Don't engage at all. And there's like moments in the fight where Canelo hits him and he hits him good. And Cotto just is like, oh no, you're not gonna get away with that. And Cotto comes out and and then Canelo just tags him again. And you can
He's
just
like, come
see,
on, please. Yes.
you can just see Cotto like realizing like, whoa, no, okay. And Cotto would like go back. And that's an older Cotto, different Cotto. Younger Cotto, I think, is willing to go toe to toe with Canelo and probably gets knocked out. With Munguia, the keys for me as I watch it on Saturday is going to be, can Munguia stay disciplined behind the jab? When Canelo tags you and you hear the crowd, can you stay disciplined within yourself to say, it's fine? Jab. Because if Canelo tags him and people are like, oh, he hit him. And then he wants to be like, okay, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Now you're falling right into where Canelo wants you.
Yeah.
And now you're going to be in trouble. So I think that's where I think like this fight was going to be interesting, especially because Canelo will do this. If the guy's not willing to open it, Canelo will let himself get hit. And so that's the other thing. If you hit Canelo with something and the crowd reacts and you think like,
I got him.
Deep. Like, just be aware. Be just you have to stay
disciplined, just composed.
You almost have to like fight with cotton inside your ear so that you don't hear the crowd.
Right.
Because it can get to you. Like if people are booing and they're like, oh, you suck. Ve al frente, haz algo. Like, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, dang, like, I got to do something. You got to stay within yourself. If you want to beat Canelo, you have to stay within yourself. Make this a boxing fight. Make this a jab fest. And that's how you beat him. But I think, I just don't think he's skilled enough.
History doesn't tell us that Munguia listens to the game plan. Like even like with Morales would be like, dude, can you just jab? And he'd be out there just he's reckless and he's strong, but it's like he's reckless. And then
I think this is where I think we're doing. I like this is as unbiased of a preview that we can give you. History is. And the history of Munguia showed us he's not that fighter. He's not the fight behind the jab fighter. He's not. So unless we're gonna get a very different Munguia that we've never seen before on Saturday, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I mean, and of course, it should be said, it's boxing, it's fighting. So yeah, anything can happen, of course. If he lands something crazy, of course. Right. Anything can happen, of course. But that's like if you send this to Munguia, this is, I think, a sound advice as we can give you. Fight behind the jab. Don't give the Mexican old heads what they want. Don't give them a war. If you give them a war, you're
getting dropped.
You're gonna be a casualty. It's just the way it is. You gotta piss off all the old Mexican dudes. Piss off all the old Mexican dads and deals.
Okay, and there's two right here, like, because I was telling those young bucks, and then there's like another guy too that I know of that and this guy's like Mexican. He this a friend of mine, but he he did like MMA, but he also grew up boxing in Mexico. He's from Tequila in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, I did amateur, blah blah. He's like, I have friends that when they were youngsters were in those circles where they knew of young Canelo like from far away, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was telling them, I was like after this fight, I was like, I do want to see the Benavidez fight. But I do think that the Benavidez fight kind of plays out like what we're talking about, where it's like if you really want to engage with Canelo and like try to throw crazy shots, like you especially these big guys, there's so much of a target with those torsos where it's like you don't think Canelo's gonna see this like rack of ribs just sitting there. He's gonna be like Rocky in the meat house, just so I'm like but people think that they think you can like overpower him, and it's like, no, dude, even Bivol couldn't overpower him. Bivol beat him with just movement, boxing, like rhythm, and it's like it's not
jab.
So
yeah.
If you think Canelo's been in there with a Triple G, and Triple G had to respect his power too. So it's like if you think you're gonna go in there and like beat up on Canelo the way you beat up on the like Benavidez, who's the Canadian dude?
Lemieux.
Yeah, if you because you're all pumped up after beating guys like that. It's like if you think those guys, you've got an entirely different thing coming, dude. Like that's so that's a live one in Jalisco. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. So
it's just weird how. Well, it's not weird, I guess, because if you're not watching, then you don't know.
It's just clout. It's hype. They just see best combinations. I'm like, you don't think Canelo's gonna hit back like in between like this?
Well, I think
make you miss too. Like,
but it just tells you how much. It just goes to show you how many people don't know what they're watching.
They just want bloodshed. They just see.
Yeah, because it's one thing to watch. It's a whole other thing to understand what you're doing, what you're watching. It's like when you would watch. When I would watch Brady, and Brady was surgical, and Brady was like dumping it 5 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards down the field, like just 10, 12, 15 plays to a touchdown. And then you would cut to Manning, and Manning was throwing 40-yard missiles. You're like, well, Brady doesn't do that. And you're like, yeah, but Brady, it's not that he can't do it. Brady is taking whatever you give him.
Right.
You're going to give him 2 yards, 3 yards. You're going to give him 20 yards.
Right.
Brady's just taking whatever you give him. And I think, and that's why when people be like, oh man, they're going to take away that part of the field. Yeah, but you're also going to give him something too.
You're going to give him something else.
And that's what that's what he's going to take. And I think that's where with Canelo, it's like, yeah, you might be that much bigger that you eliminate his ability to get in, but you're going to open something up for him to take, and he's going to take it. And I think it's why, to this day, the Bivol fight to me just upsets me, because it was a clear Canelo didn't go in there with the right mentality, because he didn't take what Bivol gave him. He almost was like,
he wanted to do it his way, and it wasn't. Like,
and it's like this. No, dude. Like, there's a roadmap here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah.
It'd be like Brady trying to force the ball downfield with long throws. It's like maybe we should just run the ball and then look. Yeah.
So that's the preview.
Yeah.
What's your prediction?
Man. I think he knocks him out in later rounds with a body shot. I think like
I think Canelo wins knockout in
like
9.
9 or 10.
Yeah,
Like,
I think in 9.
yeah.
I think in 9 Canelo wins.
And I swear, bro, I remember when he announced the first Triple G fight, and it was like after the Chavez fight, and it was like,
Yeah.
I
Golovkin, my friend, you're next.
yeah, and they had like, bro, I
You think
hope
that's
after
what
the
we're
fight, they're
getting?
like, what's next? And it's like Benavidez in September, like, let's do it. And I'm just like, please, please. I don't ask you for much, Canelo. Please, just. And then after that, he can retire for all I care.
Yeah.
Just.
You know what I wish?
And I'll buy his drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I wish some of these fighters would do? Like, and none of them would do it because obviously they're like trained to like be super like classy, keep it, whatever.
Right.
But I wish like somebody would be like say Canelo fights Benavidez. And say he beats Benavidez, right? Like he beats him. I just wish somebody would be like, you know what? Like, I fought this guy. This guy you wanted me to fight? Please never bring this guy up to me again. Never talk to me about this guy.
Yeah.
No guy ever does that. I just wish like somebody would. I just wish somebody, that fighter would just be like, you were bothering me about this guy. You kept telling me that I'm ducking him. Here's your guy. I came in here. I knocked him out. Never speak to me about this man ever again. Nobody ever do it, but I just wish one boxer. Because in the UFC, you kind of maybe sometimes get that. Like McGregor, when he did it, like, I want to take this time project to absolutely nobody. Like, so you get those moments. But I don't know in the UFC either, where you get like somebody be like, never talk to me about this guy again. This guy doesn't belong in here with me. Maybe. I don't know.
Floyd kind of had moments like that, like,
but not like that. Floyd was always like, after a fight, was always like, oh, I'll give all the credit to whoever. He's a hell of a fighter. Blah 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 blah.
No, yeah, but even like,
but Floyd was never dismissive of a fighter like that ever. At least not that I can remember. Not
now he does when they get hot, because now he'll go off sometimes where it's like different. If someone brings a Pacquiao, he's like, oh, easy. I just like, damn. Are you gonna talk about Pacquiao? Like,
it's different.
You talking about Canelo? He's I cooked him when he was 23.
It's different. It's different. Yeah, he's an old guy now. Hey, did you hear that story that he's like trapped in like
Dubai or something?
Dubai or something like that? Because like some dude
debt or something
in his camp stole jewelry, and he like apparently paid for it. But then, like, then like the Dubai government want the peace back, but he doesn't have the peace. The guy's like here in the States, and Floyd's been over there for like a while, trapped 50 days. They were saying, and like Tank is the one that was like, oh yeah, he's over there trapped in Dubai.
No, I saw. Yeah, I saw. I was just like,
this is just like word of advice: stay away from the Arab countries, bro. Like, chill out. Like, I get that they're paying you money, but if you're going to take their money, go there, get their money, and get the hell out of there. Yeah. Like,
low key, this does kind of like.
This is weird. It's a weird story.
I can't remember who it was, but someone was saying, like, why does it sound like a chill something? But someone was saying where they're like, oh, like Floyd's actually really bad with money, and it's the reason why he
still said that.
He's like, this is why he still does exhibition fights, because he's that bad with money, and he spends it as soon as he gets it, and that's why he's as old as he is, and he's fighting just these dudes.
Well, yeah, he's the one that said that he's broke, and people are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, Floyd is broke."
I'm like, tell me more, Chael, please. I'll listen. I will just like dude. That guy could like. That guy could sell like milk to cows. He's crazy. He's a salesman.
What's crazy about Chow is, and maybe that's like the genius of it, that he can say anything, and he's one of those like, oh, it's Chow Sutton.
Yeah,
but it's like he might be 100% right, But because he is so outlandish, people are like, oh yeah, it's Chael Sonnen.
Chael. That's just like, you know.
And I think it's almost like I tell Stephanie all the time, like, I can't wait to be old because once I'm old, I'm gonna be able to say just like the most ridiculous stuff, and it'll be like, oh, just grandpa. He's just an old guy. He just
take your meds, grandpa. Go to bed.
Yeah. So I can't wait for that stage of my life where I'm like mentally.
You can pass off being senile, even though you're not.
Yeah,
senile,
I'm mentally perfect, but I just have like some crazy take on something. They're like, oh, it's just my dad.
Like, what are you gonna do? I'm 80.
My dad's old. Yeah, my dad's old. Just let him be. Yeah, just say yes whenever he talks to you.
But no, dude, the Floyd stuff. I'm just like, God,
Chael Sonnen, that's where he's at right now.
Chael, dude.
Yeah, so Floyd stuff, weird stuff, weird story. And we hear more. I guess we'll like talk about it, but it's a weird story right now. Do you have a final thought?
Final thought. Let's see. The Anthony Edwards stuff, like just him just be, because like with the NBA, you can go there after 1 year of college. So I didn't know how old he was, but I'm like, he's 22, so he's been in the league for a couple of years. But in basketball, you can be 22 and be a few years in, but you're still technically like a young buck. So the stuff with KD is like it's pretty nifty to see. This kind of like the passing of the torch to these next generations, and seeing that like KD, Steph, and it's just like the sun is setting on their era. Yeah, slowly, and just kind of seeing like the changing of the guard, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's pretty cool. So when I sing you that, like the TikTok where Kevin Garnett is like, he reminds me of like 83 or 84 Jordan, like when he just came in and just, so I was like, okay. Because obviously you always hear about like 96 Bulls, like that Jordan, like in his prime, like kind of the best of both worlds with like athleticism, but it's like, there was that whole era of Jordan when he didn't have like Pippen yet, and he was still kind of just like still a killer, but they hadn't put it all together yet with that team and him. So but shout out to him. It's pretty. Also, the whole like the D-Generation X. I'm just like, there's a lady in the background, like in the crowd. She's just like giving them like the no finger. I'm like, all right, but hilarious, dude. Yeah, shout out to that guy.
Yeah, it's Anthony Edwards is the great American hope for the NBA.
Dang.
Because without Anthony Edwards, the NBA kind of just has no American-born players that can carry the league. Because, because I mean, we look at the top guys.
Yeah.
Jokic, foreign. Luka, foreign. Giannis, foreign. Embiid, foreign.
Even with even like Wemby, like where's Wemby from?
And Wemby.
Yeah.
Wemby's another up and coming, and he's foreign. So you look at
the landscape across the league.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to see the top players in the NBA. A lot of them are just foreign. Like if you look at the top five players in basketball right now are all foreign. None of them are American. Jokic is not. Luka Doncic is not. Giannis is not. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's Canadian, so he's not American. Joel Embiid is not. And so all of a sudden you kind of become like, okay, like cool, like we get all these like guys that are not from here, but who's the American guy? And I guess this is where it becomes a weird thing, because you'll throw Steph Curry. He's still in the league. And you're like, okay, but Steph is like
Yeah, like
30,
35 now.
36, you know?
Yeah.
And Durant, he's 35. And LeBron, he's 39. And then you're like, okay, well, maybe it's someone like Kawhi Leonard, who's 32. But it's like, okay, but Kawhi Leonard's always hurt. Like, what about Jason Tatum? He's 26. And it's like Jason Tatum is like a bland guy.
Yeah.
I like him. I like his game. But the simple
What about
fact that you like, for example, you don't watch basketball like that, right?
Yeah.
The guy you brought up is Anthony Edwards. He didn't bring up Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, who played on the best team in basketball this year, record wise. The Celtics won the most games out of anybody, number 1 seed. Statistically, one of the greatest offensive teams in basketball history. But how many Jason Tatum conversations are you having? So Anthony Edwards just has that swagger. He has that competitiveness. He has the
juice. He's like,
yeah, he has what Kobe and Jordan had, that like the killer, the just
almost like rebellious, like, oh, you're good. I can't wait to play. Dude,
yeah. So it's just interesting to see him. So I can't wait for the Nuggets Timberwolves series, because it's gonna be amazing to see those two teams. It's gonna be the best series in the entire playoffs. Like,
wow,
all the playoffs. Yeah, that's my prediction.
Dang, okay.
It's gonna be the best one out of all of them. So I know you're not like tapped into the basketball, but like, just try to watch some highlights.
Well, this gives me like incentive to be like, all right, cool. Well, let me check this guy out. You know,
yeah, because he is. So the Kevin Durant stuff was interesting because he grew up loving Kevin Durant was his favorite player.
Right. Oh yeah.
And he was like, man, I want to beat him. And after he eliminated him, he was like, oh man, because he's gonna play in the U.S. Olympic team in France this summer. He's like, oh man, I can't wait to play with Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant's gonna play in the Olympic team too. I can't play with Kevin Durant and remind him all summer that I eliminated him. Like, so this is the stuff.
That guy's a fiend, bro. He's like,
yeah. So I'm here for it, man. I love it. Yeah. I love it. Shout out to Anthony Edwards. Yeah, I think the Nuggets are going to beat him, but the league is about to become Anthony Edwards' league, possibly. I don't know. Jokic is so good. Jokic is next level. Like,
Jokic he just gives like Ivan Drago vibes, like just like
the
looming shadow of just like this, like he didn't say much, but it's like his game. It's like
if he was that, but like you met him and the guy was like so unamused by just himself. Like Jokic is, I don't know. I don't even know what the like analogy is. Like, he is like I don't know, man.
I mean, there's got to be something we can like compare him to.
Like, because he's like the final boss of the final boss. Like, was so good that he didn't care about like anything, and he just like flicked you off like nothing. It's like when Loki in that Avengers movie where he like meets what's his name, the Hulk, for the first time, and he like thinks he's tough, and the Hulk just like smashes him, and he's just like da 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 da.
I said that was light work for him.
That's Jokic.
That was a Tuesday, just
like Jokic is. I think that's what was so frustrating against the Lakers, that he was just like, oh, we're down. All right, I guess
unbothered. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Just like, oh,
I guess I gotta turn it on now.
I guess I gotta do something.
Yeah.
And he just would like start doing stuff. And you would blink and it's like, oh, I guess Denver's now down by 2. They were down by 15 2 minutes ago. All right. I guess that was short lived. Like he is just so he's so impressive, but he's like could care less. Like he doesn't yell, he doesn't pump his chest, he doesn't like celebrate.
He's got a little bit of like a Barry Sanders complex where it's like it's physically amazing, and he just like he gives the ref the ball. You're like, here, like I got to go back to the huddle and just you know.
Let me know when we got to go back in.
Right, and let's have the parade, and then I can go back to my house and just like,
and it's not forced. It's because some dudes like don't celebrate, but it's like you could tell their non-celebration is their celebration. And with Jokic is none of that. With Jokic is like, all right, cool. Like 25,000 people are going nuts right now.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Keep it moving. He's like Belichick. We're on to Cincinnati. Like it's just like there you go. He's Belichick. That's what it is. Yeah. Belichick wins the Super Bowl. And he's like, remember that one of my favorite like clips is when Brady won the Super Bowl with the Bucks, and everyone in the locker room was going crazy, and Brady's just like taking off his shoes. He's just in his locker.
He's just like smiling. He's like, all right.
And he's like, oh man,
get changed.
All in the day's work. Just
Brady's type of guy to win a Super Bowl and just like he's changing and he is like, well, that was fun, huh? You know, just kind of like
everybody's like crying. This is like the best moment of their life, and Brady's just like, what time do I gotta wake up tomorrow? Man, gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's just I think that's just like super cool, like next level stuff. My final thought.
Get your
my final thought. I don't know. I got a few. I'll go with this one. My final thought is that I think that we should. I don't know, man. I don't know if I should. I'll save that one. I'll save that one for Sunday night. I'll save that one for later. It's food related. It's food related. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. My final thought is that dealerships are crooks, and their services are overvalued, and they're liars. So there's a billboard sign by where I live where the Nissan dealership will do a oil change for $39.99. And you're like, oh, okay, cool deal. And I was like, all right. So I took the car today and we called, hey, you guys got this deal, right? And they're like, oh yeah, for sure. Go, take it in, whatever. And it's like $39.99. They do the inspection. They tell you what's wrong with your car. And you know how this goes. Like they're always going to tell you something's wrong because, they want you to. So I take it.
Oh yeah, this one light bulb out of nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah. So I take it and the guy's like, all right, it's going to be, $39.99, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool. And you do the thing. And then I was like, can I pay for it now? He's like, well, no, just, you'll pay when you come back. Like, all right, I know this game. I know what this is. So he was like, it's going to be like 2 hours. And I was like, all right. So I went for a walk. I got my steps in.
You're Danish.
No, I didn't get a Danish.
Did you at least say hi to the homie that owns that one store?
I didn't even go. I didn't even go today. I'm going next Wednesday. No, because look, I told you guys on the text thread, I didn't know I was going to make weight this week. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I woke up on Monday and I was 310.
Oh, dang.
And I was like, what the hell? Like, is this for, like, I was like, did my scale break? Like I'm looking behind me, like is Stephanie putting her foot on the scale? Like what the hell's going on?
What have you been eating? Like what?
So Saturday I ate Saturday. So Saturday I had had a pizza, like 2 slices of pizza.
Right.
I had a pan dulce. Random. I had a pan dulce. Um, I went to a birthday party and I had carne asada. I didn't have any tortillas. It was just carne asada, beans,
Yeah.
and like hot dog, just a hot dog.
The link, the sausage.
Yeah, the sausage. Sunday, went to my mom's house. Somebody took pound cake to church. I didn't have any. Went to my mom's house and I had pizza there. And that was like it. Like I didn't feel like I like
full, like just like.
Yeah, I was satisfied, but I wasn't like, oh my God, I was awful this weekend. So when I got on the scale on Monday morning, I was like, what? Like, what is going on?
Hey, you honestly, you'd be surprised how much it fluctuates, like just with the time. Because did you weigh yourself like Monday morning? Like
Monday morning. So it was a trip, and then so Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I fasted all day Monday, and then Tuesday I weighed myself. Tuesday morning. And I was 310 again, and I'm like, what? Like, and that's when I was like, bro, I'm gonna take the L this week. Like, what's happening?
Hey,
and then,
man, I don't know. Like,
I weighed myself again today, and I was at 306. No, Tuesday morning, I weighed myself, and I was at 308. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And then I weighed myself today and I was at 306. And I'm like, all right, I just need from here to Friday, I just need to get to three more pounds and we're gonna be fine. But it is so weird.
Dude, that's like,
I do think if I like put as I was, because I've been like thinking like how like 7 pounds, like that's crazy. I was at 303 on Friday. Like I went up 7 pounds over the weekend. Like I'm good with that if I feel like I ate so much that I was like, God.
Splurged. Yeah.
And then I would take it. But I was like, I didn't even eat like that this weekend. And so I didn't take consistent dumps Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then Tuesday and today I've been taking dumps. So maybe that's what it was.
That could be a thing too. Like even just like what, like
trip. It's weird.
Because Sunday, bro, like this last weigh-in, like that we did.
Yeah.
I remember I weighed myself on, or was it the week before? One of these last 2 weeks. I was like 409 like the day before, and I was just like, damn, bro, I was like 406. I weighed in at 406 like the previous week, so I'm like, all right, 3 pounds and fine, you know. But I did weigh myself like I had eaten that day, and I was just like, okay, I was like, all right. I mean, it makes sense. Like I was at work, like drinking water, coffee, tea. I had like a chicken bowl, so I'm like, all right, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how much like after I weighed myself that day, I didn't eat again. Like that was dinner, and I was like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna weigh in tomorrow, and I'm like.
It is what it is.
Also, I'll have to get up in the night to go pee. So I'm in this phase now where like I don't drink as much water just before I like by like 7 p.m. I'm done consuming like a ton of liquids. Just you know, because then I'll also wake up and just I'll piss and stuff.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna like not eat the rest of the day, and then sure maybe have a sip of water, but I'm not gonna be like chugging. And when I weighed myself out, like I was like in the morning after a full like almost 16 hours of just not eating, drink, I was like 404, and I was like, all right. I was like, it's like because then you go to the bathroom, you number two and everything. You're like, all right, like it's pretty weird how it works. And then also a lot of the stuff that like sometimes you eat stuff and you don't realize how much calories are in it, and it's not always as like filling, but it's calorically dense, and you're like. Because like I work, we have little packs of like peanuts or like cashews, and I love them to snack on. But then you see how many calories are in that little pack, and you're like, "Dang, bro, that's like almost 300 calories." And it's this little like pack of nuts, and it's like I can get like I like these little like the little Healthy Choice frozen bowls where it's like some chicken and broccoli. Some of those are like 210 calories, like just a little serving. And I'm like, you're telling me that little bag of nuts has more calories than this whole plate of food I'm about to eat? And it's like, so
it's a trip.
It's weird. And then like the Costco muffin, which I love, those like 600 calories. I'm like, that's like a meal and a half, bro. I'm like,
you're like, how?
I'm like, you're telling me I could eat a quarter of that and that's still 150 calories. I'm like,
bro.
That being said, though, I'm not surprised why I've gotten this big, because like when I would just eat like it was nobody's business, bro. I used to go to class like at the college, and like I'd put one of those muffins down, I'd wash it down with like a sugary like Nesquik or Starbucks drink, and a breakfast burrito, and I'm like, that's probably all the calories I need for the day, and that was one meal. I'm still gonna have lunch later. I'm still gonna have dinner, and it's just like, and no walking, no exercise. So
that's where I'm at. I'm at 306. I was at 306 this morning. I'm like, I just need to get to 303. I just don't want to pay. So when you guys were like, oh yeah, I'm like, no, I was at 310. I was at 310.
Dude, I'm starting.
I was freaking out. I was telling Stephanie, I'm like, how am I at 310? Like, because she's like, what are you gonna eat for lunch? I'm like, nothing. I can't like I went up 7 pounds. I don't know what the hell happened. 7 pounds? Like what is going on right now?
Dude.
So if I take the L on Friday, you know why.
Yeah.
I should have taken the picture just so that you guys could see like I'm not messing around.
Dude, I was telling Garrick today, I like we had a session earlier, and like I was like, Jerem's playing these mind games with me in the weight loss. So he's trying to get in my head, and he's like, I'm like,
oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to Nissan. So the guy tells me, I was like, I try to pay, so I go for my walk, which is fine. Went for my walk, went to his coffee shop. Super impressed by that coffee shop, by the way. And the guy calls me. And the guy's like, hey, so your car has, this amount of miles, so we can't do the 39.99 one because has to be fully synthetic, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be $150. And I was like, $150 for an oil change? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, no. I'll go get my car. I don't want the service. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not going to pay $150. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, what do you mean? So I'm walking. I walk back. I get there, and the guy's like, "Hey," he's like, "So when I called you, we actually had drained the oil already.
We had done it, like we had."
And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna pay $150. Like that's insane. He's like, well, we'll try to I'll try to lower it. So do you want us to do the oil change? And mind you, he had just told me they drained the oil. And I'm like, well, can you put the oil back? And he's just like, I was like, well, you almost are giving me no choice. Like, so unless you can put the oil back, like I could, like, I'll take it somewhere else. and he ended up like cutting like half of it. So it was still super expensive oil change. I'm never going there again.
Yeah.
But I was like, you guys are freaking crooks, man.
Yeah.
Like, and then they did the like point, like the 7-point inspection, whatever.
Yeah.
They like take a video, and the guy's like, oh, like when I got back, it's like, you see, the things that you should fix. I'm like, yeah, I saw it. Like, you honest? I'm like, no, I don't want you to touch my car. Please give me my keys. Like, I'm like, what the hell is it? Like, are you guys serious? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, screw Nissan. Screw that Nissan dealership in Downey. Awful. Crooks.
Yeah.
So, that's my final thought.
Damn, I just do like mind you, like I've taken my car to like a Toyota dealer, and
we typically do the very basic, but it was what, like, we saw the sign and it was like $39.99 oil change.
No,
like, dude, that's cheap.
Yeah,
that's good.
When I go to a dealership, I expect that it's gonna be like hefty, because like they're also gonna tell me like when I've gone to like your timing belt, like this, like, and they'll also tell me like, you don't need to do this now, but maybe in the next 2 oil changes, it's like, these will be an issue. So just so you're aware. Right. And then they don't fix it unless you tell them to, but they're going to be like, just in advance, look at this, take a look at the car, blah, blah, blah. But unless I know I have like a big repair where it's like, yo, you might want to get like this change or this change eventually, I just do like the Walmart Auto Center, and it's like I only pay for the synthetic oil that I need, and it's like maybe like $50, where it's like, because I had tried to do like the cheapest, like just oh yeah, like 29, and I'm like, then they're like, oh, like your car's a little bit older, so it's like you're also gonna get more miles on the full synthetic. You're gonna get like 12,000 miles as opposed to like changing it every 3. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'll pay for that, but it's like, I once went to like a big brand tires, and they wanted to sell me like, oh yeah, you need to do this, new that, blah blah. And I was like 150, and I was like, no, just the oil that I need, and just I can take that somewhere or do that myself. I'm like, I don't. Yeah. So
nuts.
It's
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
easy, bro.
Yeah. Lesson learned. I will talk to you Sunday night. Post Canelo. I hope. Are you gonna be able to watch it, or do you have a gig?
No, I have a gig, but I might be able to watch the fight there, because last time I told you, like, my buddy pulled up like one of those one of those apps. Wink,
right.
Wink, I could pull so we'll see.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Hope Canelo wins, and I hope.
Are you watching it like like at your place, or like you go to your mom's? Like,
go to my mom's house. Yeah, be at my mom's house.
Nice.
Watching the Canelo fight, so it should be fun.
Nice.
Should be a fun activity.
Yeah, nice little Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Yeah. So, I'll talk to you then. Enjoy the fight. Enjoy the gigs.
Thank you.
And I'll talk to you later.
I hope your weight loss endeavors go smoothly over the next.
No, you don't. You're full of crap. No, you don't. That's the pod. We are brought to you by, as always, Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, in self-leveling underlays. They service California, and they speak Spanish. You can follow them, Triumph_coatings on Instagram, and you get a 10% off if you use the promo code ArrowsUp. You can also reach them on Gmail, triumphprotectivecoatings@gmail.com. That's the pod. Thank you to David. Thank you to Angel. Thank you to Triumph. I will talk to you on Sunday with Harry. And I'll do a post-fight video with David and Trevor, and that one will be up on Sunday as well. I'm going to do a 2-parter for you. on Sunday. So stay tuned for those. Follow us on Instagram at Arrows Up, and you can listen to this podcast anywhere you get your pod. So please rate, review, and subscribe. So until then, enjoy the fights, enjoy the NBA, enjoy the baseball. There's been a lot of good baseball, so enjoy that as well, and enjoy everything else you're into. I will talk to you on Sunday. Let's go, Sox. Hala Madrid.